Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX, and welcome to our Save the Channel 2025 edition. Now, before we go any further than that, just a couple things I want to clarify and say. Number one, hope everyone enjoyed a very happy holidays. Hope everyone had a very wonderful New Year celebration. Happy New Year. Don't know where 2025 is going to exactly take us in the larger picture of things, but I can say for sure that here in ActionX we are going to be doing a lot. Let's just say that. I'm being very teasing about it. I'm being a little bit more for now, for the time being. But anyway, so yeah, so first of all, before we go any further, again, thank you so much for all of your support throughout 2024. I want to say 2024 was probably our biggest year ever so far. Not only did we have our most successful sub-series launch of all time, which was our Every Matlock episode reviews, which is currently on the air right now. We also launched our brand new series last year, After the Theater, which is the largest new show opener for any of our previous projects. For about 14 years, and we're still improving, we're still doing better. I'm very happy, and I couldn't do it without your support. Because of that, it encourages us to do new things, to keep doing what we're doing, and all in all, we're being shown that regardless of when they come out, how frequent they come out, is that as long as the quality is in there in the videos, that you'll keep showing up for them. So I'm very, very happy for that. So once more, before we continue, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that for the next few years, hopefully, let's see how things go, that I'll continue to deliver you such detailed, great videos as best I can. Because as always, as many of you know, I am a one-man production team. I am the director. I am the producer. I am the main content creator. I'm everything on the back end. I'm the whole channel. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I'm not. I sometimes get great assistance from my friends who do pop in once in a while and give me ideas, give contributions to some of the pre-production stuff, some of the post-production stuff. So I'm not going to be one to like take all the credit there, but at least, you know, it can get challenging to produce as much videos as I can as a one-man team, as well as having to keep up with a work life, because again, this is not my source of employment. I do have a full-time job. I do have commitments to my family. I do have a loving partner, friends that I attend to, and you know, to still be able to produce as much content as I've been doing for, we'll get to one of the big parts in a second, for nearly 15 years is crazy. It really is. It just makes me, first of all, realize how old I'm getting. You know, I was only around 10 years old, 12 years old when I first got interested in the idea of creating content on YouTube. And now here we are. I am approaching the big 3-0, and I'm still going. I'm still kicking, and arguably I've been doing much better since before. In terms of quality and performance, it's really a testament to time, and a testament that, you know, that I'm not doing this just for clicks. I'm doing it because every single piece of content in our brain is our definitive version of something. If it is an episode review, that is our definitive episode review. If we're doing a season review, it is our definitive season review. Or if we're doing a movie review, it's our definitive movie review. No changes, no huff and puff, nothing, no remodels down the road. That is it. And I think that is something that I'll probably keep doing for the rest of my career, whether or not it is for another 5 years, whether it's another 20 years, who the heck really knows. But the point being is that just seeing how 2024 was for us, just all the support we received, all the love, that it motivates me to keep going forward. And again, once more, I do appreciate it. Now, before we get into the 2025 pieces of content there, as I've kind of loosely attributed to before, this year is a very critical year for us because it is our 15th year anniversary. That's right. ActionX will be turning 15 years old this coming June. Now, ActionX, as the name, it's not been 15 years, but in terms of the channel's creation, as long as I've been making content, it will be 15 years this June. And I just find it hilarious that I don't even have my first video up anymore. I deleted it because it was such a cringe fest. But the point being is that 15 years, over 1,000 videos, hundreds of episodes of What's in the Two, and we're still going is amazing. And we have some cool stuff planned for later this year. But we'll get to more about that in a second. But this is a very important year for us. It's a very celebratory year, you know, because 15 years. It's not something that a lot of people can say, that they're still making content 15 years after the fact. Some people give up at some point. Some people reboot down the road. Some people revive themselves down the road. But like for us, we've consistently had a presence on YouTube for 15 years, whether that has been originally with our Trent the Spy content, then leading into Total Drama High, our random video game reviews, our miscellaneous piece of contents from there now, our DVD unboxings, to now doing What's in the Tube, doing After the Theater, and also in our sister channel, the Collection Compass, our identity has not been much more stronger than it is right now. Now, with all that being said, let's get out to the meat of what can you expect from us in 2025. Now, first of all, we're going to start off with our core series, our weekly show, What's in the Tube. Now, What's in the Tube has been, again, like I said before, has been experiencing some great growth. Thank you again for all the support there. Like I said before, thank you once more to all the support you've been giving to our Matlock episode review series that has been going on for now a few months now. It has had the biggest launch ever for a sub-series. I think the first episode or the second episode review has hit into our top 10 highest viewed of all time within the first 4 months. That is just crazy. That's right. Now again, we're not doing the biggest numbers in the world, but I'm very happy about it. It warms me with happiness that so many people are listening to my thoughts on a show that I'm really passionate about. And the fact that it's did so well in such a short amount of time is just insurmountable. I'm very thankful to the Matlock community, to the Matlock fan base that is not just watching the show, as well as a lot of our other sub-series from What's in the Tube has also grown as well. Our Walker sub-series did pretty well. High School Musical, some of our seasonal reviews came out and they performed really much well than I was expecting. Of course, obviously, got to give a shout out to the Rookie. We'll get to more about that in just a little bit. But the point is that What's in the Tube has been gaining even more identity. It has more of a recognition to itself. I don't know how else to say it really. It's just, I think right now What's in the Tube has become even more stronger in terms of the quality than we were when we started that show 5 years ago, which is another thing, which is that this is the 5th unique television season that we are reviewing, and it's, again, crazy that I'm even here. Like, again, 2019 was such a long time period ago. Like, that was almost 6 years ago. And the fact that not only are we still here, but like What's in the Tube is still going. Like most times now, I've already given up on series because the performance is not there. But the fact that we've had so much support, even from those early years to now, has just been. It's I keep saying crazy, but it is crazy just to the fact of like how much you guys love it. I really, really appreciate it. So now going into 2025, we're immediately going to kick off our content year with the return of the original, the first real sub-series we did all the way back in 2019, which is a brand new episode review series of season 7 of The Rookie, which kickstart in just a few days. I'm just so flabbergasted the fact that one of my favorite shows of all time is back on the air for season 7. I was already concerned. I was like, again, like so many years ago, are we even going to get a season 2? The fact we're at season 7 is just, again, time goes by fast. And also the fact that, you know, the fan base has managed to keep the show alive for so many years, fighting so many different other channels, so many different other programming on the same platform that is ABC, even on Hulu, and the fact that it's performed so well. Again, I think it's a testament of just how very, very strong The Rookie is as terms of a show, and we're excited for us here to continue to review it into its 7th season. We just posted our season 3 review just a couple days ago. You can go check that out. Now officially we have the first 3 seasons definitive reviews for your enjoyment, and then also you have all the other season and episode by episode content reviews, and now here we are in season 7. So that's going to kickstart this Tuesday. Can't wait for that. Brace yourself, because I think this might be a really, really great season. At least I hope so. After that, a few weeks from after that, Matlock returns for the second half of season 1. Like I said before, Matlock, biggest launch for any of our sub-series on What's in the Tube ever. So we're very excited to keep that going. I can't wait to see how this entire investigation by Maddie is going to wrap it up. And then we also got season 2 down the horizon. So we're still going to be in the Matlock business for at least a couple more seasons. I'm very excited to see. Hopefully this will go for even more. The writing staff has been nothing but incredible. They were in Jane the Virgin. So if you watch that show, you already know we're in for a great story. But Matlock will return at the very end of this month with the show itself, and then our episode reviews shortly after. And then February, oh my God, we're not even done yet. February 23rd, we are back with a brand new review sub-series. It's our 16th unique one, and it's a brand new Stephen Amell show. We are officially going to be reviewing and covering Suits LA. Now, we don't have any experience at all when it comes to the original Suits on USA. I never watched it, nor do I have an indication of it. But here's the thing. I'm a big fan of Stephen Amell. I've met Stephen Amell at a convention. Not to say I'm tooting my own horn here. I'm just saying, like, you know, It's a really tall dude. But the point is that we supported him through Arrow in our every season review, which we still have to finish. We'll talk more about that in a bit. And then also for our Every Heels episode review series, which also did pretty well on its own unique front. And now here we are. We're going to be supporting Steven no matter where he goes on television. And I have very high hopes that this show will not only be at the same quality as I've been hearing from Stu, but as well as be able to do its own thing. And just being able to kind of like join into this world with everyone else in a new aspect of it, in a new corner of this little universe, and see how they do. I'm very excited to cover it. I'm very excited to see it. And yes, I can officially confirm I will be wearing a suit each and every episode review. I'm going to be very uncomfortable considering the fact I already wear a suit to work. So now I'm going to have to wear it on Sunday nights. Yay. But that's going to start up on February 23rd in just a couple months, so stay tuned for that one. And then not too long after that, and just a few days after that, we have the return of Reacher in Season 3, which, of course, we will be covering each and every episode like we did with Season 2. And that's not even all, because the Reacher universe is not quite done yet. Since we've been off the air with Reacher, they've officially confirmed not only the 4th season of Reacher, they've also confirmed a spin-off set in the world of Reacher focusing on the Neagley character, which, yes, we love spin-offs. We're going to support it. We will be reviewing Neagley when that show inevitably comes out. So we're, like similar to Matlock, we're not even done with the Reacher universe. And I'm just very excited about that. And then, of course, later on this year, even though we have a very, very busy first quarter here, we still have a lot of other stuff to talk about in the later of the year. We will still be doing our seasonal review. Just to label a few that we will be covering this year, we have Nancy Drew Season 3, High School Musical, the Music of the Series Season 3. We have Walker Season 2 at some point, Doom Patrol Season 2 at some point, and Stargirl Season 2, just to name a few. There'll probably be a few more in there, but that's just at least the confirmed 5 we will be reviewing at some point later this year down the road. And then, of course, like I said before, we have also a very old series that we kind of need to bring back. So about 4 to 5 years ago, we've launched during the pandemic period a couple of special series called Every Season or Every Series Review, where we review whole seasons instead of whole episode. I had collaborators on that one. It's been a little bit tricky to get them back in the works, but we are officially going to be back on them. Every Arrow season review and every Doctor Who series review will resume later this year. I have no time frame on that because I'm not going to release dates. I'm really not. It's best not to give a release date on anything. It's just that it will happen this year. That's all you need to know. I have 363 days to get that done. Hopefully. And that's all I can really say on the What's in the Tube front. Obviously, we'll have probably some milestone episodes this season. I think we have episode 666, which I'm a little bit scared to talk about right now. And then at some point, episode 700. So I'm very happy of those front. Of course, obviously, episode 669, After Dark. It will be back this year. Don't worry about it. But yeah, honestly, before we move on to the next segment, I'm so happy with What's on the Tube again. I'm thankful for all your support. I'm thankful for whatever sub-series review, whether it's Rookie, whether it's Matlock, whether it's Reacher, whether it is the upcoming Suits LA. I'm very happy. I'm very, very am. And as long as if I stay passionate in the content, as long as that I am energetic watching each and every episode, that I'm able to give my own authentic reaction to y'all, the audience, then I'm very happy with that. Because that's all I want to do. I want to deliver quality content for you to enjoy. Because there's a lot of content on YouTube. There really is. But the fact that you pick my videos, you pick my episode reviews to come and enjoy, it means the world. And now moving on to our other review series, After the Theater. Last year was our first year on the air. It was a brand new series. It was a brand new launch for us. Never done it before. Never even considered thinking about it. Because for me, I didn't know really what to do. I had this inkling for that show for a little bit, 6 months prior to the launch. And I was just really like, I really want to do this. I really want to get back into it. We've done movie review series at different introductions in our channel's history, but the fact that I want to do it once more, but this time really put 110% effort to what I'm able to do in my current capacity. And the fact that we produced so far 7 episodes and they perform higher than any of our previous movie review series. And these are launch. These are movies that have already come and gone. And the fact they still have an audience, I love it. I love you all for, again, all your support. Again, thank you so much. And the fact is, we are not done yet. We will be producing at least 12 brand new review episodes for this year. And just to give you a little tease of what we're doing, coming up in a couple weeks, we will be having our Blue Beetle movie review. After that, we'll be doing Deadpool Wolverine, How to Train Your Dragon, the original animated classic, Transformers 1, The Incredible Hulk. list the whole list, but I don't want to spoil anything. I really, really don't. But that's just currently just what we have planned for the first half of the year, and then obviously second half of the year is going to be a little bit more interesting movie selection. Let's just say that. But yeah, there will be some more MCU. There'll be some DC stuff in there too. You'll be surprised about which one we review close to the summer. Some outside stuff, because again, like it's not just Marvel. It's not always about Marvel. I love them, but not all the time. And then, of course, just to mention that After the Theater has the synergy with our sister channel over at the Collection Compass. If you don't know, a couple years ago, we did home media unboxing. However, me and my co-creator at the time, George Papandreou, wanted to create its own identity, wanted to give those unboxing their own place in the spotlight, because there was a bunch of What's in the Tube content that was going to kind of get buried in there to give it its own platform, its own reins, its own field to grow on its own. We launched the Collection Compass a couple years ago, and then I wanted to grow that even more so by connecting Action X to the Collection Compass, so hence was the creation of After the Theater, and tying that in with our unboxing. So every time you see a brand new episode of After the Theater, you can click down in the description below. You can see our home media unboxing for that particular movie. You want to see what does the DVD look like, what does the Blu-ray look like, what does the Steelbook look like, you can go check it out there. I think it's very awesome. I think it's cool. And also, importantly, I think it's great. And I think that's the best reaction to have in the world for that one. So, again, if you haven't yet, please go support us also over on the Collection Compass. We post videos not as frequently, but again, similar to here, it's like when you do get an episode, when you do get a video, it is getting our 110% in some capacity. And I hope you enjoy it. So, that's all I can really say on that front. And then going back into the 15-year anniversary celebration, obviously this June is going to be a big month for us, as well as a little bit weird because, after a very What's in the Tube heavy first quarter, we're a little bit more sporadic, a little bit more light this summer. And with our 15th anniversary on the way, I figured it's time to fill up that airtime slot with some, clever change. A couple minor announcements. Let's just keep it as there. So first of all, we said this in the last couple of Save the Channels, is that at least our priority here in Action is to make sure you have at least one brand new episode of What's in the Tube each and every week, whether it is one of our existing sub-series, airing new episodes, one of our seasonal reviews, or something along those lines. Like I said, we have the sustainability to go beyond What's in the Tube, where there could literally be we have nothing to talk about. There is nothing that we really want to say on What's the Tube that week, but we have other content, such as After the Theater, that could take up the weekly slot. And there also is the other announcements we're about to make. But generally speaking, starting this year, we are not going to feel as pressured anymore. When it's me, more the royally me, to always have a brand new episode of What's the Tube out, because at the end of the day, I don't want to create content just for the sake of having content. As much as I love having a weekly What's in the Tube episode for y'all, I don't want to pick a show at random, do something I'm watching, but not have it feel again. Like sometimes I like to watch a show and not even talk about it. I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now, but I'm not doing a quick impressions on that because that's just a me thing. This is for me. So maybe someday I'll do a review on that, but now's not the time, if that makes sense. So having After the Theater in just a moment, a couple of the other announcements we're about to make, to be able to take up that time slot and being able to kind of, have other pieces of content out there that allows you as the viewer, as the audience, to enjoy our content without having to be an overload on What's in the Tube, I think is a very crucial step for us in our longevity process that I've been cooking up for a while. That everything that we do here is organic. Everything here makes sense for what we want to produce as content creators, as well as at the end of the day, something that you would like to enjoy. Whether it does get a bunch of views or not, again, at the end of the day, the views don't count anymore. It's just, for me, I rather put out a piece of content that if it does get traction and it does turn some heads, it does bring in some engagement, that's great. And if it doesn't, well, at least I'll be happy that, for me, my definitive statement on this thing is on the web for anyone to enjoy. So with all that being said, June 2025 will be our 15th anniversary milestone here on Action X, and we got a couple of cool announcements to coincide with that. First of all, we will be producing a very special 15th anniversary episode of our Action X podcast, which we haven't made an episode in quite a long time because, again, our identity and branding has kind of changed in the last few years. That didn't really fit where we were going as well as it was very difficult to coordinate people to produce a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly podcast. So we decided to ultimately set it aside. We will be producing this as a one-off. I will be getting back some alumni to talk about just the entirety of our channel, the entirety of the history of Action X, whether that was Action X 3000 in the past, or even beforehand with Pokemanic Fan. we will be talking about all that in this special episode that will be launching in June. And then the second thing that I would like to say is that, we had a lot of, smaller series throughout the past 15 years. And obviously there's certain things we never really made we made promises, but we never really did anything with them because, again, as I get older and I realize the limitations of production, the limitations of development, the limitations of creating a piece of content that you want to put more into it, it's just not the right time for it. But with all that being said, however, there was one thing that seems a little bit more easier than most that we promised a while back, not too long ago, just maybe a few years ago, and we never went back to it just because, again, like I said before, identity and branding change, priorities change. But again, with this being the 15th anniversary and being about, celebration and just, having to fulfill certain things not corrected yet, this felt like the time to finish it. So with that being said, throughout the summer of 2025, you will be getting the return of Let Joe Talk. Now, so if you don't know what Let Joe Talk, many moons ago, maybe like 2016, 2017, I produced a little series called Let Joe Talk. It was basically just a face it to the camera talking about what I want, unscripted on a certain topic. We produced 3.5 seasons of that. We were in the middle of our 4th season, and then afterwards we kind of stopped at the halfway mark because the pandemic happened, things got busier in my life, and the fact, like I said, What's the Tube got a little bit more important, then the Collection Compass happened, so the priority wasn't there. But again, for the 15th anniversary, we will be producing the original second half of season 4 for your enjoyment. That will be being released throughout the entire summer period season from June to September, so you can enjoy 13 brand new episodes of Let Joe Talk coming this summer. I'm very excited for those. I'm very excited to see what we're going to do for those. Because again, as of right now, there are no scripts, there are no topic point. I'm going to when we have to start production on that, which will be in a few months, when we eventually do kick that off, that it will feel organic, those topics. Because again, there were certain ideas I had many years ago. Obviously, I can't use them anymore, but we are in 2025. There will be lots to talk about. Literally lots to talk about. So stay tuned for all that. And other than that, that's kind of it for us here in 2025. It's going to be a really big year for us. A lot more content. A lot of the same things that you already love and enjoy will be here. You will get more What's on the Tube. You will get more After the Theater. And if you are willing to explore a little bit further, you do have the special One of Action X podcast episode coming in June, as well as the return of Let Joe Talk. But again, Let Joe Talk will not be returning full time. It will just be a piece of anniversary content, and then we will go back to our regularly scheduled content for the remaining fall period when we do come back with our next television season, hopefully on time. Hopefully. But again, with all that being said, once more, thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm, all your comments, all the support you've given us throughout whether that was just last year or years before or however long you've been here. I am very, very appreciative. I am blessed to have you. I really am. I don't take any of this for granted. I really, really don't. So I hope you guys continue to watch us, see what we do next, continue with us on this epic ride that is through TV or film, or on our other end, the collection side of things. I think we have a lot of cool stuff coming out this year, and I can't wait for you all to enjoy it. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. Ring that bell and follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching again. Please stay safe out there. Be good to each other, and as always, peace out.